With the transfer window rumbling on, so far Tottenham have made 3 signings in the shape of Danso, Tel and Takai. But where I've done a lot of videos saying what Tottenham should do in the transfer window, today I'm going to be saying what they shouldn't be doing in the transfer window, because there's a lot of deals around and rumours where I just think, nah, that is not for me. So today on the Sonny Talks Spurs YouTube channel, we'll be going through some of these rumours and transfers, ingoings and outgoings, and I'll be giving my verdict on all of them. But if you are new to the Sonny Talks Spurs YouTube channel, then drop us a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also let me know in the comments down below, what do you want Tottenham to do buying wise and selling wise. So yeah, I have picked 5 players who I think Tottenham shouldn't either sign, sell or loan out this campaign, because as I say, it's a big season for Spurs, isn't it, under Thomas Frank, and sort of trying to see what he is going to implement in the squad. And I think there's certain moves and rumours that I've seen where it leaves a sour taste in my mouth, and I just feel like going forward Tottenham need to be a bit more, clever with some of the moves that they're making, and actually pull their finger out for certain other signings. And same with like some of the sales. I feel like there's some obvious sales, but I feel like there's some players that we shouldn't be selling or even loaning out. So I'll start with my first player, and this is a player that I don't want Tottenham to loan. So yeah, starting off with someone in-house, and that is Luka Vuskovic. So obviously, there was the news this week that Tottenham were signing Takai from the J League, and there was rumours saying that he is likely to come in as a starting centre-back. But what Tottenham will be doing is, I think they need to learn from their mistakes last year. If we keep Christian Romero, which I'll get onto in due course about his potential future, if we say keep him and Mickey van der Ven, they're still injury prone players. But what happens is, if they do get injured, or well, we hope not with not playing a high line anymore, but if they do get injured, then you've got some good backups. You've still got Kevin Danso, as I mentioned. You have Vuskovic. Dragson's got to come back from his injury. Ashley Phillips is still at the club. Alfie Dorrington, who knows what's going to happen with him. And Takai him. And if you haven't seen it already, I did a video looking at Luka Vuskovic. It's one of my most successful videos, which I'm very grateful for you guys for watching. But if you haven't, here is a little clip from that video where I explain how good Luka Vuskovic has been this season on loan. But yeah, let's take a bigger deep dive into his stats, because they are absolutely phenomenal. Look at this his shot map. He's had 37 shots this season, resulting in 7 goals at an XG of 2.74, which is absolutely balmy. And you just scroll down a bit further on the page and look at where he ranks in some of his, key attributes. His shooting, his passing, his possession, and as well as his defending. It's pretty good. He's only conceded 1 penalty, which is something, but I just think those stats put into perspective how good of a talent we've got on our hands, and the fact that we found him in that league is something good. I think even Perisic was involved in the move, but then he ended up at PSV. So it's proper crazy territory that we've got a defender this good. My second player, I've gone with someone I think we shouldn't sell, and this is quite a controversial topic at the moment, and it's our captain, Heung-min's son. And I just feel like one more year for Son. I feel like there's been a lot of rumours about him leaving on a high, give him a statue, all that sort of good stuff. I feel like after we triggered that year extension, I've seen people saying, sell him to Saudi, get some money. We don't really need to get money for Son, do we? I don't think we're desperate when it comes to getting money from him to then go and reinvest in other people. I wouldn't even be sure what he's valued at. He's in his early 30s now. And where is he going to really go? Which will command the fee. I think the Saudi rumours, he didn't want to go there a couple of years ago, and he doesn't seem like he wants to go there that much now. I think, good to keep him around as a captain. It would be good to keep him around to embed Yang into the squad, depending on if he's loaned out or not. And I just feel like, he's a talisman. I feel like he needs another season with a send-off. Not to just have the fairy tale come to an end like this. you could look into it. You know, he was involved in our latest away, the new black kit, which I think is a fantastic kit, by the way. A new away kit launch, but I've seen that from Bale and I've seen that from Harry Kane, so you never know that he can still be sold. But I just think for another season, he should really be staying. And it's hard to tell, you know, everyone is quite up in the air whether he should stay or not this season.
얘기는 너무 동의를 하니까. 월클은 뭐.
근데 월클 맞잖아요.
그럼. 아니 그렇게 저야 생각해 주시면 너무 감사하죠. 너무 감사하고 그냥. 몸둘 바를 모르겠어요 사실. 네, 이런 얘기가 나오는 것 자체가 제가 진짜 몸둘 바를 모르겠고 팬분들이 저를 이제 그렇게 얘기해 주신 건 너무 좋죠. 너무 좋고 저도 그러고 싶고 월클이고 싶고. 근데 이제 제가 냉정하게 생각했을 때 월클 아니라고 생각하는 건 세상에 축구를 잘하는 사람이 너무 많아요. 네, 너무 많고 뭐 그냥 그런 생각이에요. 그런 월클들은 참 다 인정할 텐데 이런 논란이 안 나올 텐데 그런 거거든요, 저는.
아니 근데 손흥민 선수도 프리미어리그 득점왕 그리고 EPL에서 골 그리고 어시스트 이런 기록들이나 이런 것만 봐도 사실은 월클 라인 맞거든요.
한 팀에 오래 있어서 그걸 또 이룰 수 있었다고 또 생각합니다. 아니 근데 저는 좋은 동료들 뭐 좋은 어떻게 보면 팬분들 만나서 꾸준히 활약할 수 있었던 어떻게 보면 사랑을 많이 받아서 좀 잘 된 것 같아요. 잘 된 것 같고 근데 월클이 되려면 더 잘해야죠. 더 잘해야 돼요. 제 자신한테는 아직 월클로 가려면 더 열심히 해야 된다라는 동기부여를 또 만드는 거죠.
Now is the moment you've all been waiting for. You want to hear who I think we shouldn't sign. And revolving round now to the players, you know, that I mentioned earlier on in the video. Christian Romero, his future is still up in the air. We don't know whether he is going to be staying at the football club this season. And a lot of people have said, well, you know, what will happen with a replacement? Will Tottenham bring in a player straight away to, you know, replace Christian Romero? There's been a few rumours coming around, and funny enough, a lot of players who are being linked to us at the moment are from Brentford, for the obvious reason that Thomas Frank is now our manager. We were linked with Mbuemo, we were linked with Christian Norgard, we've been linked with Vissa, etc, etc. But we've also been linked with Nathan Collins. Now, I think Nathan Collins is a good defender for Brentford. I think he's been very, very good. One of Thomas Frank's most improved players in his squad. But I just feel like if we are going to sell Christian Romero, that I would rather promote from within than sign Nathan Collins. If we are going to sell Romero, I feel like we need an upgrade, if not the same calibre as Romero. You know, there was rumours of Mark Gahey. That won't happen. There were rumours of Jared Branthwaite. I feel like there's a higher calibre of defender there than, say, a Nathan Collins. And as I say, Luka Vuskovic, I'd rather give him a go. Kevin Danso was really good in the latter half of the season after we signed him on loan, and was really good in that Europa League final coming on and during that campaign. As I say, Vuskovic, you know, Phillips, I'd rather give them players a chance than signing a Nathan Collins. I feel like Thomas Frank has got the potential to improve a lot of players in this Tottenham squad, including those that I've just mentioned. So Nathan Collins I would steer clear of. So my final two players at number 4, I've gone for Jack Grealish. Now, I feel like this is just paper rumours, but it doesn't seem to be going away, and his future is definitely up in the air. Obviously not at the Club World Cup with Manchester City. He's on a lot of wages, which puts me off, because he would have to, if we did bring him in, he'd either have to take a pay cut or we would have to blow our wages or wage structure out of the water, which I can't see Daniel Levy doing. And Jack Grealish, I just feel like he's, you know, not a great age. I don't know. I feel like his profile fits, but if he was 25, 26, 27, you'd say yes. But at 29, 30, I feel like you avoid this one, because I just feel like Jack Grealish, he's a bit over the hill. His head isn't really in the game. His goal scoring record and assists are not that good. You know, Pep didn't even bring him on in that FA Cup final that they lost to Crystal Palace. I just feel like Jack Grealish days are numbered at the top level. You know, I can't even really place where he goes, because he's obviously going to leave Manchester City this summer. But I feel like Jack Grealish, you just do not touch with a barge pole. And finally, now this player, the reason I'm saying shouldn't for him is because of his price. And there were rumours, and David Ornstein tweeted this week that Tottenham were interested or are interested in Antoine Semenyo, but looking at a price of around £65 million, which I think is extortionate for a player like Antoine Semenyo. I think he's really good, and if we did sign him, I would be all for it. But I just feel like for 65 million, has he done enough to prove himself? I think, he scored a lot of goals last season, which were really, really good. But for 65 million, I'm not so sure if he's an upgrade on Brennan Johnson, for example, or Matthias Tell. I'd rather, keep what we have. But if you can get that price down for 50 million, then I'm all for it. But take a step back. Bournemouth have already sold Milos Kerkez to Liverpool. They've already sold Dean Coulson to Real Madrid. Zabrani seems like he could be going to PSG. That's 3 players they've already sold. So anyone they sell now is going to be an absolute silly price. I mean, what was it? Kerkez was 40. Hulson was 50 million. And Zabrani's looking at 70. So 60. I mean, that would be a good summer for selling. But Bournemouth should be a bit worried next season for selling all those senior players. But yeah, unless you get the price down, I feel like you avoid Semenyo as well. There we have it. What do you reckon of those takes? Would you sign any of them? Would you keep some of those players, like in the Sun debate? And let me know in the comments down below, who do you want Tottenham to sign this summer? Is it Eze or is it someone else? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And until next time, have a good weekend. And I'll see you guys pretty soon. Ciao.